the discourse about nepotism in Hollywood continues. As recently, Maya Hawke, the daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman, did an interview where she revealed that she is entirely comfortable with being a Nepo baby and not deserving any of her accomplishments or her access in Hollywood. If you don't remember, her breakout role was in Stranger Things, and she just showed up mid-series. I didn't like her in that. She's also directing her own projects now. She did a weird interview with her father, Ethan Hawke, about how she had him direct her in sex scenes in one of these movies that she's also directing. They just seem to have a very strange relationship. But anyway, she says she is completely fine with being called a Nepo baby. She embraces the label. It's Nepo Pride Month. And she admits that obviously her parents' names gave her access to be in a Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, as one of her first roles ever. She said, I've been wildly made fun of for this clip when I said on a red carpet that I auditioned for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I never meant to imply that I didn't get the part for nepotistic reasons. I think I totally did.
This is the right way to approach this, is to just embrace it. Just like,
I respect it a hell of a lot more than someone insisting that they've earned everything they have.
Just own it.
And denying the reality of the situation. So they asked her about whether she deserves the opportunities she's had. She said, deserves is a complicated word. There are so many people who deserve to have this kind of life who don't, but I think I'm comfortable with not deserving it and doing it anyway. And I know that my not doing it wouldn't help anyone. I saw two paths when I was first starting, and one of them was change your name, get a nose job, and go to open casting roles. She opted for the second path by embracing nepotism, and even if others judged her for it, it's okay to be made fun of when you're in rarefied air. It's a lucky place to be. My relationships with my parents are really honest and positive, and that supersedes anything anyone could say about it.
She's right. Like the other path that she could have chosen might have been what some people call the more honorable one. But that's not what most people are going to do. It's not what most people do in this industry. Not everyone is going to be like Emilio Estevez and use his real name rather than Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen, who you know, using the acting name and stuff like that, or Nicolas Cage. It's not going to be that way. And in this day and age, in the age of like instant gratification, where that type of work ethic isn't even really rewarded or even looked at as fondly as it used to be, as the older generations die off, it's like, what is she going to do? Is she just going to ignore this? No, she's going to lean into it, and she's going to make her money. She's going to have her job. She's going to do whatever she wants. And we're going to end up talking about it. It'll be a 10-minute segment, and then we'll move on about her day. Now, what she can hope is that one day she gives a performance or directs something that's so good that she ends up surpassing that of her parents. But most children in Hollywood have to accept early on that if they have truly successful parents, that's not the most likely path forward.
I mean, didn't Zoe Kravitz try to deny the nepotism that she received in Hollywood as well?
Who's her mom?
Oh,
it's a
different actress.
It's Lenny Kravitz, guys, who's Zoe Kravitz's mom? I always forget.
I'll remember it at some point.
He just like did like an interview of like him at 60 and he looks like he's 25.
Black don't crack.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are just going to hate you no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And I understand her approach is just to like be honest about it. That's better than acting like, no, I actually earned everything I have.
It's Lisa Bonet, which was Lisa Bonet was with Jason Momoa.
Yeah. When like people can smell the bullshit when that happens, I mean, they always can. You can't fool the audience. But
there's a good example. Crazy Cat. Sofia Coppola and Mira Sorvino are both Academy Award winning Nepo babies.
Yeah. Sofia Coppola, I think, surpassed.
Look, Bryce Dallas Howard has made a name for herself beyond just being Ron Howard's daughter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. Just you notice it more when the Nepo baby is crap at something.
Yeah. Josh Brolin is James Brolin's son, and Josh Brolin is a legend unto himself now. Like, there's plenty of examples of that. And that's fine. Like, I just think the thing is, like, what you want is you want to develop a resume so good that people think of you for your roles, not for your last name.
I think that she might be wrong in thinking that her taking her directing roles, her acting roles, is, you know, taking the role away from anyone else.
That's the wrong attitude.
It's definitely a zero-sum game.
This is my problem with most of these people is, like, they think that it's a community and that you can all win. No, you cannot. It's a zero-sum game. It is a cutthroat business, and it is your job to make as much money for yourself and your family by taking those roles away from other people. But that is, I think, a fundamental difference a lot of times between men and women is men understand that, and women want everyone to win and get along, but that's just not the way it works.
Yeah. I mean, the pie doesn't get bigger.
No, it does not.
You know, everyone has to use their advantages where they can. So I didn't think that was entirely accurate, but she's probably telling herself that to you know, make herself feel better.
Cope
about the situation. But, you know, the last time we talked about nepotism was Northwest's performance in the Lion King stage play. And, you know, I just found that gross because North is 10 years old. And despite Kim having seen what fame did to, like, Kendall and Kylie as children, being, like, put on this reality show and then they have to, like, be brands, she saw what fame did to those children, and now she's, like, inflicting it on her children.
I think it's just because
without a second thought.
I mean, I wonder if it's just because it's the only life she knows, and she doesn't know how to do it any other way.
Yeah, I guess it's just the path of least resistance. But also, she's making North think that she earned that.
Yeah.
You know, which is not a recipe for, like, a well-functioning adult. You know, who's going to be able to do things on their own. Because she's, like, she said that she, like, pays North for her jobs that she pays for North to get. Like, she buys the jobs for her child and then gives her child a fake paycheck for the job. I guess it's supposed to teach them, like, how jobs work. And I don't know. Who am I to give Kim Kardashian parenting advice? I can see like I can see the cope in her brain and how she explains how this is a good thing. I guess there are other things. I mean, these people are definitely weirdos. Like that thing with Maya Hawke performing sex scenes in front of her dad. And that's not the first celebrity that we've seen do that. Who was it? It's not the only situation. Elizabeth Hurley did so with her son. Her son directed her sex scenes. Yeah. And then there was like an OnlyFans chick whose 18-year-old son is her cameraman. Yeah. Tons of things that was in Hollywood. That wasn't even in America. Nepotism aside, they're all a bunch of weirdos, and I do not respect them as people. Yeah. The another example or another part of the industry is like there's just as much of this going on behind the scenes too. Like a lot of actors come from casting directors and composers, and like it's not just actors you know have actors for kids. It's cinematographers have kids that end up being actors, or actors have kids that end up becoming cinematographers or directors. And I guess it's just the old idea that it's not what you know, it's who you know. Everyone would like to believe that that's not true, but it is. And this exists in other industries as well. You know, it's not just about being related to someone. You can get jobs in industries because of the people that you know and the connections that you make. And that will always be just as important as what you know about something. The difference is with acting, it's a subjective performance. So it's a lot easier to dunk on it when it's like, if somebody gets a job working at a Fortune 500 company, very rarely is one person going to have such an impact on it that they're going to be able to like, oh, look, this person tanked post serial because it's whatever his name's kid or something like that. The company's going to, you know, post quarterly gains and they're not going to notice other than maybe people being annoyed that they got passed up for a promotion. However, when a movie comes out, and Maya Hawke, or I'm just using her as an example, gets a role and the movie bombs, the people that don't like her are going to be able to use that and latch on to that reasoning to show why it didn't work. But the fact is, most movies these days do seem to lose money. Yeah. Despite whoever gets hired.
It's just one of many reasons why.
Star power seems to matter less and less.
And the subjective nature of art makes it easier to dunk on the performance, and then if it fails at the box office, all the better.
Scapegoat the Nepo baby.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.